We're used to thinking about brands in relation to companies and products. Think Apple or Coca-Cola. But nowadays, anything can be branded. Even as an individual, you have a personal brand. Your unique combination of skills and experiences make you who you are, and you can use them effectively to differentiate you. Perception, how you manage your outlook, will set you apart. And today, we're joined by a perception management guru, Mr. Oladele, who will help us understand this subject and how we can make branding work for us. Welcome, karibu to our show, Mr. Oladele.
Thank you, Karibu.
Now, let's jump right into it. What is perception management and why is it important?
Great. I have question. You know, one of the things that you've had to do since we're talking about perception management is, if you ask me what I do and I say I do PR, you're not going to ask for another question. There's not going to be another question or follow-up. So when I say to you that what I do is perception management, you want to find out what that is all about. So immediately I engage you in conversation. But essentially what I'm doing is to speak to you about branding, is to speak to you about personal branding, which is about identifying and then being able to communicate what makes you unique, what makes you relevant, and then what differentiates you for your target market, so that you can reach out to your career goals and you can help and make business the way you want it to be. Okay?
Right.
That's
Important to
in a
note.
nutshell.
Important to note that you say the way you want it to be.
That's right. You've got to be able to define your message and guard your message and send out your message. Because really, branding is about sending a clear, a consistent message about who you are and what you have to offer. So you're not going to leave it to anybody to tell the world who you are. You've got to fill that space and tell exactly how you want to be seen. It's better that way.
Okay. Now, there's this notion that branding is just for celebrities. Is this true? And who should build a brand?
I believe that branding is for every leader. I believe that we all are leaders in whatever field that we've chosen. So basically, when people think it's for leaders, it's because there's a gap that we've not been able to fill. And so the people that have taken advantage of that is for celebrities and all those people that have a persona that is out public. But I believe that you've got to, as individuals or as business person, even as a human being, be deliberate about the image that you present out there. Okay, because what you do when you're branding is it helps you become known for what you're good at. Okay, it sets you apart from everybody else. And then it can even position you as a niche expert. So it's very important that we all engage in personal branding. That's my view.
Okay. Now, should I focus more on becoming successful, accomplished, skilled, and then after all that, start to build my personal brand?
Just focus on being happy, you know. I think we take life so hard. You know, that's why we're so rigid in the things we want to put in place. But focus on being happy. And like I say to people that if you're telling the truth, it's not very difficult to be consistent. Okay? And then even if you're not living the truth that you're telling at the moment, it guides you in that direction. So when you make a pronouncement, you've got to walk towards it because you're thinking credibility, you're thinking integrity, you've said it out there. That's why sometimes I say to people, make a statement, and then you've got to walk towards it. You know, William Arruda says that personal branding means using who you are to get what you want from life. And I love that definition.
Right. Now, step by step, how does one go about personally branding themselves?
Okay, good. Let me tell you that first, let me try and make it first, second, third, whatever. But I think it's very important to improve on what you have. Okay, identify what you have, improve on what you have, and stop lamenting about what you do not have.
Important.
Okay, yeah, and that's one of the things that we need to learn. We've been taught forever about improving on our weaknesses and working to fix what is broken. Okay, but let's change that a bit and agree that we will focus on what we do best. You know, and then it becomes amazing as it changes your perspective of life, and especially even changes the perspective of those around you. Okay? So begin to look at those parts, look at those things, build, deliver power through those parts of you. And they're already your best gifts. Then I believe that brands can be stories. Okay? So you are a living story. Okay? Because you're a brand, you're a living story. So I tell a story about how I'm going to help you develop your communities, how I'm going to improve your communications, and I do a lot more things better than before. Okay? I promise through my stories that you too can learn how to build influence. You can develop relationships. You can become more useful in your community to organizations. Okay? So if I let you down, then I'm not keeping the promise of the story that I've told you. And so integrity is very big when it comes to branding. Yeah?
Okay.
Now, let me say the final thing, which is important, is confidence. Okay? If we learn how to nurture confidence, we will accomplish far more with any piece of maybe software or logo or slogan that we've been able to develop. Okay, you will do more by empowering belief in yourself than through any possible tool, method, or strategy. So if you believe in yourself, it works. It takes you, you see, the tools that you use, your logo, your strategy, they enhance the confidence that you come up with. Okay, so you will not be doing yourself any good when you begin to allow your self-confidence to win. Okay, but you will learn and uncover ways to strengthen this confidence. It's that power that gives you the energy, it gives you the ability to persist even when things are not going in your favor.
Right.
Okay?
Now,
And I say confidence. I say confidence, not arrogance.
Confidence, there's a difference, right?
Yes, it's the secret sauce to everything you do with regards to branding. You've got to be confident, not arrogant.
Okay. Now, in relation to what you've just told us, how does one create their own identity?
First, you must know yourself, okay? Once you know yourself, knowing yourself means you also know your limits, yeah? And so you begin to look, it's a lot of work, by the way, and it's a lot of deliberate work. So you know yourself, you look at the space that you operate within, and then you can begin to try and identify where you want to plug in, yeah? And now, so once you do that, then you begin to walk in that direction. A lot of people miss it because I also missed it for a while. But it's good to be able to learn from these mistakes. We do a lot of these things that we do to earn, right? But with branding, for instance, you've got to do a lot of things to earn the respect and the regard that you're looking for. So a lot of it at the initial stage wouldn't come with income. But you see, you're building reputation. And the important thing is for you to get to a stage where people believe that you're an authority in what you're saying. Okay? Now, the challenge is that you've got to have a consistent message. I'm not going to be doing myself any good when I'm speaking to you now about branding, and the next interview or the next statement I'm making, I am pulling myself down.
True.
Right? So I've got to be consistent. I've got to have a picture that I see. I've got to have a vision. Something must energize me. And you saw what it does. I experienced this. It just gives you energy to do. When you're not able to draw that from that well of energy, is when you have not fully identified who you are and what you want to do, or you have not been able to identify your place in society. So it's just about identifying who you are, knowing where you want to plug in, and then just plug in.